Hi, John Murphy of FPF Training for a much belated episode of That's the Thing. I'm still here on the road. I just wrapped up a class in Morristown, Minnesota, Jackson, Nebraska coming up, then Logan, Utah, off to Portland, and then down to LA, San Diego, and back across the country. Anyway, this episode of That's the Thing involves fumbling a pistol. And there are two kinds of shooters, those who have and those who will. Now, a fumble can take place at any time when you're handling a gun or as a result of a holster failure. That was my experience in this regard. Some years ago, I was teaching a class in Culpeper, Virginia. And I was holding forth eloquently, and I felt a zip down my leg. And I knew right away what it was, that the retention screw on the clamshell in the holster backed out, and that the holster was now being held by essentially with no friction. So I stopped the class. I found the screw. And I held it up to the class and said, you should never carry in a compromised holster. But it was hot and we were almost done. And I thought, well, I'll take care of this when everyone's left. So I put the screw in my pocket, went forward, wrapped up the class. Did I mention it was hot? It had been a long day and I'm tired. I thought, I'll take care of this when I get home. So en route to my house, I decided it's time to buy a new cell phone. I pulled in the parking lot, parked the truck, walk up to the curb, trip on the curb, and the gun positively ejects out of the holster. So yes, my hubris was slapped from me in that compressed of a time frame. Fortunately, I knew what to do, which was to auger in, wait for the gun to come to a complete stop, orient the pistol in a safe direction, assume a master grip, and then put the gun away, hopefully with no one the wiser. Fortunately, in my case, all I had was a road rash on my palms. Now, the same technique and procedure applies to if we're handling a gun. Say we're moving our holster around and we're futzing around with the gun. Well, to get things set, well, guess what we can do? If you apply sufficient grip strength and pull on the holster, well, the holster will release. And if we're not ready for it, well, the gun can drop out. At that point, again, let it fall. Here's why that is so important. Pistols that are generally oriented forward. When they will fall muzzle forward, right along our center line, where all our vital organs are located, particularly our spinal column. If, as this pistol were falling, I start snatching for it, any one of these digits can function the trigger. This has happened real world. I can think of several examples. Years ago, a Navy sailor in Norfolk, Virginia was qualifying with his Beretta. He fumbled it while the pistol was in single action mode. It dropped, he snatched for it, shot himself dead on the range on his birthday. Now, other circumstances can happen, just general gun handling. And please, when you handle a weapon, have your brain turned on. This is a lethal instrument. A moment of inattention or familiarity born of contempt or just a mental lapse, well, the consequences can be immediate and irrevocable. If the gun falls for whatever reason, let it come to a complete rest. Orient in a safe direction, orient to get a master grip, assume that master grip, and then go on as the situation requires. However it falls, orient the muzzle, orient the grip, master grip, and you're back in the game. Orient the muzzle, orient the grip, master grip, and resume a good two-handed grip on the pistol. Put the pistol away or continue on as you must. Fumbling a gun, well, that's a thing. I hope to see you on the range.